I was pleased with the effort. We made a ton of mistakes, but that's going to have that. But the thing I was real pleased with is the way our young men competed, and that's the way they've gone about practice. So we expected that, and that's a good thing.
Was there anything that maybe didn't jump out at you during the scrimmage and when you reviewed film, you thought, wow, that guy did pretty good, or that was pretty good, or anything in the film review that jumped out at you?
Well, I saw a lot of his plays, but I thought Henry played really well in the game. And after watching the film, that was confirmed. He did some good things, and that's good. We've got a lot of work to do with him, and in terms of getting him ready to play multiple positions for us. But I guess you can say when they turned on the lights, he showed up in a good way.
What was it he did that you liked?
Well, he played physical, and again, we've played very little three linebacker scheme in spring practice. A lot of it's been nickel, and we've put him in some of those situations. And to be quite honest with you, he's pretty good there too. He's 215 pounds. We're probably going to want him to get up to around 220 and not lose any quickness. And he's a guy that gives you some flexibility. And he can play against big personnel or some of the 3 and 4 wide receiver formations.
So he's actually playing some nickelback for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You talked the other day about trying to build depth, behind Harrison Greenlaw. That's what you're saying about Henry, and how do you think Morgan did? I guess D. Walker in there. So.
Well, we got several guys that are coming on, and like I said, we got to keep pushing the envelope, and I don't know who, but like I said, Henry certainly showed us some things. And, I knew he was a good athlete, and it's a matter of getting him worked into our system. So, he certainly put himself in a better position for the time or when we get back in fall practice. And there's going to be games where we're going to have to play a 3 linebacker scheme. And if we do, he's probably the third guy on the field right now. And that's good for him. But at the same time, there's going to be competition there. Everybody's trying to get better, and that's what you want. You got to get better every day for us. And if each individual gets better every day, then it's going to make us a better football team.
Chad said he was pretty happy with Devon McClure. What do you think of his spring and his game?
Yeah, it's been fine. It's been fine. And like I said, I'm not going to jump out there and say a whole lot about individuals right now. We're trying to build a football team, but you have to build it one brick at a time and one player at a time. And we've got guys that we feel very, very good about, and then we got players that are at another stage. And I'm not going to talk, media-wise, about what stage they're at. But then we got some that's got a little farther to go. And we got to keep pushing, and they got to keep pushing. And, that's how you build a good football team.
The fact Devon's, he played, pro ball for Cleveland. You get a sense he's a little more mature, and how does that help?
Well, you got a 24-year-old man out there, okay? And in a lot of cases, and, you don't want to offend anybody. And doggone it, you say some things that are pretty close to facts or whatever, and somebody gets offended by it, But the point I'm trying to make, you get an 18-year-old in here, he's not a man yet, that's just, he's an adolescent still. And, there's difference in being 18 and there's difference in being 24. So, yeah, he's he's more mature mentally and physically.
I guess you had to be pretty pleased the other day with the activity of the defense that they finished.
Oh yeah, like I said, Coach Cooper and Coach Smith are doing a great job back there, and we're pleased with the progress they're making and continue to make. It's got to be every day from here on out. It's not a deal where you go out and you play for a couple of weeks and then you go take a break. It's these kids go right into another cycle and they got to get ready to go again. And it's year-round training and year-round commitment. But yeah, I'm pleased with where they are right now.
Chavis was saying Butler Poole missed some time, I guess, with an illness, but he was able to come back here at the end. What kind of progress did he make as a true freshman? How do you think he benefited coming in January?
Well, he knows the scheme because he was able to sit in on meetings even when he had to miss time. So, the things that he would have been hearing had he come in the summer, he already has, and that's that's a plus. Even though he didn't get to practice, but about probably 5 or 6 days total, maybe 7, I don't know. But anyway, it's a big benefit, because it's football, and you play football, and it's the game is pretty similar, but a lot of people use different terminology, and it's kind of like it's kind of like learning Spanish or French if you speak English, and I tried to learn French, but it didn't go very well. So football was a little bit better. I was able to get that down a little bit better than I did French.
From the D line to the back of the secondary, Coach, how do you feel about the depth, just the overall depth that you've got right now, and where you think you'll be when the season starts?
Well, it's like I said, we got guys that are at different stages. We got some guys that played football around here for a long time already, and to be quite honest with you, they're good players, and they were to be honest with you, they were well coached, so they know how to play the game. And then you got a bunch of young kids that you're trying to bring along. Some of them are coming quicker than others. So, today it's hard to say, how I feel. I feel like we got to get better. There's no question about that, and we got a lot of work to do. But at the same time, we got quite a few kids that are, being close to going out and playing in this game, and they're close to being ready to do that. So, and again, coaches. You won't find a coach in America that's going to tell you, hey, I got all the depth I need, I got all this, and it's just not going to happen. And but what we got to do, we got to manage what we've got and continue to grow, and that's part of the process.
How would you rate the spring for Santos and Cam at safety, and who might be on their heels or coming up behind?
Well, I don't know if there is anybody there yet. There's 3 or 4 guys. Not anybody that has set himself apart, but we got time to get them there, and that's part of the process. But both those safeties have played well for us this spring.
Evaluation period coming up. You excited to get out on the road?
Well, yeah, and of course, before we do that, we got a lot to do here with our kids, in terms of exit meetings for spring practice, and kind of giving them some of the things that that you won't hear, but they will, and that's kind of good, but it's all designed to help them, work towards where they want to be. So, but I'm looking forward to getting on the road too. But this is, this team is more important than what we're going to do out there until we get out there, and then that becomes pretty important.
What are some areas that you feel like you need to address and fill needs for the future?
I think this, if you're going to play in this league, it's a line-driven league. Defensive line, offensive line. You can't ever have enough bodies there, and then, also because of so many spread teams, you better have great depth at corner. You get into a situation, and I've been there. Trust me, I've been there where we had to start the season with a 3rd and 4th corner. 1 and 2 were gone, and not many people can survive that. It will affect your football team. So, you got to have depth at corner and in the defensive front.
Is there ever a true third linebacker out there? It seems like, and I don't know if it's just because you're always going against 3 wide receivers or stuff, but it seems like there's always a
yeah. We've played quite a bit in the spring game, and we've worked because we're going to see different offenses during the course of the year, and we're not going, and we've always done this. We're not going to lead spring practice without them being exposed to what we do. If it's 21 personnel, if it's 12 personnel, and getting that third linebacker out there. And really, the only guy that has to adjust is that guy. And he's got to learn what to do. But we don't change a whole lot else. It's we are a 3-4 defense, and versus certain offenses, we'll play a lot of nickel.
So who is that linebacker? Is it McClure, I guess?
No, right now today, if we did it today, and this could change, but right now it'd be Henry.
See, Henry, did he kind of surprise you? The spring he had?
Yeah and no. I didn't have an opinion, but and that's the best way not to have an opinion. Let the kids make that impression on the field, and he's made a pretty positive impression.
So would you say McClure is more of a nickel, or I'm just trying to figure out who's
what? Well, look, he's a football player that's going to find a way to be on the field in a lot of situations. Whether it's nickel, whether it's safety. He's also big enough. He's another guy that's got the body that in certain situations he could play the Sam linebacker position as well.
With Bumper, the limited time you got to see him, does he look like he's a guy that could help you next year, or just the limited amount he had? What you think?
Well, and early on he was fine. Obviously, when you miss, conditioning is a factor and all those things. But listen, I'm very high on Bumper. He's going to play here. I tried to recruit him out of high school, and I told him this, and he's everything that I thought he would be. It's just going to take time.
Where would you see? Where all could he play?
Will or Mike?
You think Henry's just good genes? His brother's an NFL tight end. His dad
You
was a
know,
senator.
I don't.
His younger brother's like the top 10 in the country.
Listen, this is what I found out. Okay? He loves to play the game. And guys that love to play the game will give you everything they got. And that's who he is.